This is the latest update from Ukraine. So Ukraine moved forward in Kursk once again. It's been confirmed that Ukraine definitely took Ala village under control and the Russian forces were kicked out from the area. Ukraine continued to press the Russian army in Korniva 10. We know that our forces went into that settlement, but now we have just this military map update according to the Russian sources. The fight is ongoing right in the town. Also Ukraine continued to push towards Grio. And their Rus uses the aviation gliding bombs to stop the offensive of Ukraine. So there the assault of Ukraine moves very slowly, because Russia resists heavily. But you may say that all of that part is a gray zone. Here you can see it in amber, yes, because Ukraine sent its sabotage groups far behind the front lines. They disturb the supplies for the Russian forces, but the actual battle area is located near Konoy in this area and OL, which was already taken by Ukraine. So what is the perspective of this northeast area of the Kursk battlefield? While Ukraine will cross this river, there is the small river. It will take couple of more villages under control and will go westbound towards Korniva to push the city really hard. The town. The only option Russia uses are the aviation gliding bombs, which sometimes help to stop the Ukrainian assault missions. So guess we discuss with you this area. But also Ukraine was successful on the southwest part of all of this KSK battlefield. There Ukraine took 2 of the villages under control, and the fight is Ono for Anazovka and Vishnavka. Ukraine goes directly to the main settlement of the place. Kokoglushko is left without any sort of the suppliants, because the bridge out there was kaboom around 3 days ago. But we also have the confirmation that the bridge in Zon also was capoed by Ukraine. Hopefully you can see it on this image. Here's what happened to the second bridge across the river. While partially this bridge is serviceable, you can use the small transport like cars, but with this damage to the bridge, Russians just cannot move their tanks or have equipment using it. So the remains of the bridge will allow Russia to perform a goodwill gesture. That's what they're doing little by little. We know that Russia starts to move their forces out, so we expect all this southern area to turn for Ukrainian control. Some of the locals also leaving this area. So Glushkova bridge was capped at fully. One bridge was severely damaged and unusable for the heavy equipment. The only bridge which is viable goes across the river in Carriage settlement. But if you check out this car settlement on Google Maps, you'll find out that it is not connected with the main roads. They're just some of the secondary roads going. This is the only remaining bridge which potentially could be caved at any moment. The only main road actually was going toward Glova, but it's no-go now because there is no bridge. No main supplies could be delivered to the Russian group in this area, and you know Ukraine is very close of the place in those villages already. Oh, we have one more update. So based on the data from other analytics, Ukraine took this territory recently under control. It's located approximately on the south from the Kornova town. Well, the main objective for Ukraine is to move to Kornova in this particular area, but also the objective is to go to the south and to the west. The state military map confirms that Alka went under Ukrainian control, so it opens new perspectives for Ukrainian army to operate in Kornival. And actually I do expect this maneuver. So in general, speaking about the Ukrainian operation in Kursk, this area is very successful for Ukraine, and I expect that Ukraine will take more territories in this place. And I also expect, as I told you, a goodwill gesture from the Russian side, because for them it's impossible to supply this area any longer without those very important bridges. The northwest area is also successful for Ukraine, and there will be more success if Ukraine takes Korniva under control. Now it's a big question whether Ukraine is capable to do it in a nearby future, but the heavy fight is going out there, and the Russian bloggers are not very optimistic about the possible outcome. The eastern area wasn't so successful for Ukrainian army. however for the last couple of days, Ukraine still propelled in this place, too after all Russia was capable to send, new reinforcements in this area the northern side well I would say it's the stand still for a couple of days maybe, 3 days what is good for Ukraine in, its battlefield that Russia wasn't, waiting for this strike and Russian defense lines were not prepared in all of this area there were no patrols established. Nothing so Ukrainian, sabotage groups are free to act far away, far behind the front lines making it very difficult for Russia to send supplies but we'll see how it goes in the coming days so far Ukraine is very successful and also we know that Ukraine started a new attack towards the Kursk, OAS allegedly Ukraine took the village of Atba and took the Tur to read down to the river at the same time there are no possible supplies for the big ring group in this part of the KSK region. What is happening on the Russian positions guys? It is not a dog, it is a goat. Well, actually couple of the goats which were spotted on the Russian positions. Well, there are two variants why they keep those animals near them for food and the other variant for pleasure. Maybe those are Qatar forces after all. For the first time, Zelensky officially announced the goal of the special military operation in the Kursk region. The aim of it is to create the buffer area to protect Ukrainian territories. That's what he said. He also the United States of America, France, and the United Kingdom to increase the military support in expedite delivering the previously agreed packages. Well, we know that with the operation Ukraine has more losses, also the loss of the equipment which should be compensated, but after all I think that this operation is successful. Ukraine got lots of the territories under control and was able to imprison thousands of the Russian soldiers plus see the restorable damage to the Putin's regime. Alright, I found some more information about M270 Ukrainian rocket artillery system. Definitely 100% it was a decoy. We may see judging on those kind of the elements of the upper construction. In the standard version those are not white at all. Ukraine has lots of those decoys, and Russia also started to produce those. At the same time, the hero of Russia, the commander of the Kadir of Ahmad Bon Alad Dinov, say that Ukraine was fully stopped in every of the direction in the Kursk Oblast, which is obviously lies. By the way, he already about that on the third day of the Ukrainian intervention to Kursk. He also called to buy some popcorn and watch how the Russian army will get rid of Ukrainian forces in KSK, but so far it doesn't work. Aladino becomes the main military clown of this operation. Well, probably the main one after Kadyrov himself. By the way, guess about Kadyrov and the Tesla Cybertruck. I want to clarify something. Yes, the Tesla wasn't delivered by Elon Musk himself. The probability of it is very low, but still, it was delivered to Chesna somehow. This, despite all of the sanctions on Russia. Yes, Kadyrov said that Elon must directly send the car, but we know yes that the probability of it is very low. I think that the car was in Emirates probably, and later on sent to Chesna, but because of this hype around Elon Musk I think Tesla, at least Tesla not Elon Musk himself, should come out and say okay, it wasn't us the company which sent this particular Cybertruck to Russia with all the sanction policy, and will investigate the case of why this particular car is out there. It is just some sort of the stupid propaganda video from Kadyrov. But I want to stress here that somehow Russia gets Sterlings as well as many of the Western-made spare parts are found. Thanks for watching this video.